team here, Fit to the Core. I got Julie here, member of Fit to the Core. Today I'm going to go over a couple variations of a front plank, but first I want to go over the foundation of a front plank. I want to teach you how to do it correctly. I want to show you common mistakes. Then I'll show one variation of it to challenge it a little bit more beyond what we're going to start with the foundational part. So I'm going to have Julie get down here on the ground for me. So the first thing we want to make sure of, have your knees down for a second just to show. So proper arm position. We want the elbows right under the shoulders. I want the hands, elbows, and shoulders all in one line here. This is going to be key on this movement. Before she lifts, right now she's got the balls of her feet locked into the ground here. So before she lifts, I want her to create a tuck with her butt, getting the ribs down so we lock in the core. And a lot of times I like to get the core set through a breath. So you're going to inhale through her nose, exhale out of her mouth. That way we're going to get this core set in. Now she's going to push down on the ground and get up into the front plank. So when we're doing this front plank position, she's got her butt tucked, so we've got a nice neutral spine. We want to make sure that the head, shoulder, hips, ankles, and knees are all in alignment with each other. So when she's in this position, we start with this with breathing. The breathing is going to make sure that she's getting those deeper inner core muscles, lower abs, internal obliques, all the deeper stabilizers in, rather than making this a crunching movement. So right now, she's really working on the stabilizer. We use this as a foundation for finishing a lot of the exercises, squats, deadlifts, any movement we do. This is the foundation for finishing these movements in the right position. So this would be our first variation. So common mistakes here: toeing off too much, losing her core and dropping into her lower back, chin up positions. Sometimes people want to punch their head forward when they drop into this. We can get a really hyped up position when we're doing this. Another common mistake, so I'm going to have her bring her hands together and her elbows out, like she's making this triangle position. The problem, relax. The problem with that movement, when we're out here, we're no longer engaging our lats, which are going to help engage the opposite chain to our hips and our core. So we want to make sure we're locked in here, so we're engaging the lats, making sure that each side of the body is locked in as one piece, because that's the key on this movement. We want from the feet to the hands to create tension. So that's a breathing. We could also do a variation where it's more of a hard style plank, RKC style. That would be where we are almost trying to take this carpet and fold it together. So she's going to come up, and you only hold this for a very short period of time. So she would do one breath while she does this. What she's going to do, she's going to drive her elbows down. She's going to pull her feet toward her elbows. And we're going to get right there, almost like she's pulling the rug together. So she's going to create this tension, create all this tension for one breath. Inhale, exhale, and relax. So that would be a hard style plank. So we can go from breathing to hard style, and then we can start to time this plank up to anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. So once we see that she owns that position, then we're going to do a variation of this, which we call a Valslide Bodysaw. All the Bodysaw is going to do is going to challenge your core more, because we're going to take the center, we're going to take her, these are the Valslides, so we're going to take her center of mass. So I want you to think of her elbows as her fulcrum, or her stabilization point here. Here's her core. So what she's going to do, she's going to start to slide back. We're starting to create a longer lever here, so we're challenging the core a lot more. But notice when she's coming out of this movement, she's maintaining this plank. She's not losing her core stability. She's engaging her glutes. She's engaging the opposite side core muscles as well as her lats. So we're keeping everything engaged. So relax for a second. Common mistake here, we definitely got to keep this movement out of the lower back. The key to this is that it's going to start to help with pushing, overhead movements. Other movements are going to require a lot more core stability, but this is more of a dynamic core movement. But what we're doing by sliding away, like I said, we're challenging the core more, because we're starting to lengthen the lever of her stabilization point and creating a lot more tension. Think of any time we might be doing even pull-up or pressing, okay? So common mistake on the Valslide Bodysaw, she's going to come up out of this. She's going to slide and drop into her lower back. That's the common mistake. You can see there she loses stability. So as she drops, she's going to drop her lower back. We don't want that. Again, so now we're going to show you how to do this correctly one more time. Come up, lock it in. She's going to slide back. No movement through the spine. Pull herself back in, engaging the whole entire chain. Good job. As you can see here, she always kept the balls of her feet locked in. She didn't toe off. Toeing off here is where she's going to lose that stability through her core. She's going to disconnect this chain. So this front plank position is going to be a very foundational movement for push-ups. It's going to be a foundational movement for, think of any type of even overhead pressing movements, the way that we finish deadlifts, the way that we finish squats, the way that we'll come up and finish a lunge. We want to finish with this stability. If we're moving and breaking at the hips for RDLs or squats, we're still maintaining that stability through our shoulders and our hips. So again, this is a key exercise. We showed you 2 variations. Obviously, there's a lot more variations of this, but the key is that the foundation of this is what's going to lead. So when we think about core work, we're thinking of something that is going to lead to the performance of other exercises such as push-ups, rows, pull-ups, presses, deadlift, squats, very foundational. So we have to learn this first before we own this position first before we start to advance other movements. So that's our movement tip of the week, and I hope this is something that you can start to put in your program and use with more efficiency and use more effectively, actually. We'll see you next week.